Hi, welcome to VapourVeda. Today, we are bringing you a quick overview of our latest blog post powered by NotebookLM.
Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving into something that so many of us deal with every single day, the daily commute. I mean, what if that time you spend stuck in traffic or crammed onto a train could actually shift from being the worst part of your day to a moment of actual wellness? Well, stick around because we're going to show you exactly how to make that happen.
So, let's just get real for a second. Does this sound familiar? You know that feeling of being completely wiped out before you even get where you're going? Feeling anxious, tired, or just totally overwhelmed by the trip itself? Yeah, if you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are in very good company.
In fact, check this out. Recent studies show a whopping 76% of commuters say they feel moderate to high levels of stress during their daily travel. That is over 3 out of 4 of us. This is not some small thing. It's a huge collective wellness problem.
So, why is it so stressful? Well, it's pretty much a perfect storm, right? You've got crowded spaces, you've got delays you can't control, and just a constant overload of sights and sounds. And the thing is, your usual stress relief tricks like, I don't know, lighting a candle or doing some yoga, they just don't work when you're shoulder to shoulder on a bus. You need something that's fast, portable, and, not obvious.
And that's where this simple but honestly pretty brilliant tool comes in, the passive herbal inhaler. Think of it as aromatherapy you can take with you. It's a modern take on centuries-old wisdom from places like Thailand. It's designed specifically for the unique challenges of a modern commute.
So what makes something like this the perfect sidekick for your commute? It really comes down to 3 key things. First, it works fast. We're talking you feel a difference in about 30 seconds. Second, you can't beat the portability. There are no batteries, no plugs, no setup, you just toss it in your pocket. And third, and this is a big one for being in public, it's totally discreet. It's silent, it's personal, and nobody around you even knows you're using it.
Okay, so we get the problem, and now we have a tool. Let's get into the good stuff, the how-to. I'm about to walk you through a super simple 5-step action plan you can literally start using on your commute tomorrow to completely change the game.
So here's our game plan. We've got 5 steps, and each one kind of builds on the one before it. We're going to start with an emergency break for stress called the 2-minute reset. Then we'll talk about creating a mindful transition, using your brain's amazing scent memory connection, timing it all just right, and finally, putting together your own little portable wellness kit. Let's do this. All right, first up is mastering what I call the 2-minute aromatherapy reset. This is your go-to move. It's designed for those moments when you feel that tension creeping in. You know, when the train stops between stations or traffic just grinds to a halt.
And honestly, it could not be easier. The second you feel that stress building, just pull out your inhaler. Take 3 or 4 slow, deep breaths in through one nostril and then the other. That's it. The botanicals inside, like menthol and camphor, immediately go to work, hitting the reset button on your body's stress response. It's like an instant pattern interrupt.
Okay, tip number 2 is all about creating a mindful transition ritual. See, your commute is this natural buffer between your home life and your work life. So instead of it just being wasted time, you can use it to intentionally shift your mindset. Just pair a few deep breaths from your inhaler with something small, like a few subtle neck rolls. It creates this powerful little ritual that helps you leave home stress behind and show up to work ready to go.
Now for tip 3. This is where things get really cool. It's all about using your scent memory. Our brains are hardwired to connect smells with emotions and memories. So if you use the same scent when you're calm at home, maybe during your morning coffee, and then use it again on your stressful commute, you're literally training your brain. You're building a shortcut that tells your mind, hey, this smell means we're calm, and it can trigger that feeling in a fraction of a second.
You know, how you find relief is important, but so is when. And that brings us to tip 4, strategic timing. Research shows there are 2 peak stress windows on most commutes. The first 15 minutes when all the little annoyances start adding up, and the last 10 minutes when that I'm going to be late anxiety starts to kick in. If you can use your inhaler proactively during those times, you can cut stress off before it even gets a foothold.
And finally, tip 5. Let's put it all together and build your portable wellness kit. The herbal inhaler is the centerpiece, right? It's your quick, discreet tool, but you can build around it. Maybe add some noise-canceling headphones for that sensory overload, a little stress ball for when you need to fidget, or some guided meditation apps on your phone. It becomes your own personal stress relief arsenal, ready for whatever your commute decides to throw at you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds nice, but does it actually work? Is there any real science here? And the answer is a big, loud yes.
Let's take a quick look at the research because the data here is actually really convincing.
Let's just talk numbers for a second. One big analysis found that commuters using menthol-based aromatherapy saw their anxiety scores drop by an average of 37%. And it's not just a feeling. On a biological level, studies have shown that key ingredients can lower cortisol, which is our main stress hormone, by 23% in just a few minutes. So we're talking about real, measurable changes here.
And it doesn't even stop there. Researchers have also seen improvements in things like heart rate variability, which is a key marker for how resilient you are to stress. They've even seen boosts in cognitive performance. In fact, one study found that the stress relief you get is comparable to about 10 minutes of meditation, but it just works way, way faster.
So when you lay it all out like this, the difference is pretty stark. If you're a commuter, you need something that's portable, fast, and private. And a tool like a passive herbal inhaler just checks all of those boxes in a way that, say, a bulky home diffuser just can't. So, what's the big takeaway here? Well, it all comes down to empowerment. It's about taking back a part of your day that you might have just written off as miserable or wasted time. You actually have the tools and the strategies to actively change that experience for the better.
At the end of the day, this is the goal. It's to transform that commute from something you dread into an actual opportunity for a little mindful restoration. It's not about pretending the stress isn't there. It's about using that time to take care of yourself.
By just trying out some of these simple steps, you can totally change your relationship with your daily travel. You can arrive at your destination feeling more centered, more prepared, and more in control. So really, the only question left is, are you ready to transform your journey?
Enjoyed this? Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video.